Mokena District 159, where children are the first priority. Children must be our first priority. That includes our personal children, but also includes all the children in Mokena. They are the future of this community. We need them to be prepared for Lincoln Way East, college, and then to come back and help continue to build and support this community. Here are some of our students from Mokena Elementary School. Outdoor education at Mokena Intermediate helps our students build self-confidence and self-help skills. Our students engaged in activities in the library. Performances of our musical groups at Mokena Junior High. Children are our most precious commodity and must be our #1 priority. One of the reasons people move to this area is because of the quality education offered by District 159 and the Lincoln Way schools. The Lincoln Way schools have a tremendous reputation in the state. They have our students for 4 years. In order to be successful at Lincoln Way, students must have a solid foundation from elementary school. The National Association of Realtors cites studies which support the fact that property values are directly correlated to quality schools. According to Dr. Wiley, Superintendent of Lincoln Way School District 210, the elementary district in Mokena creates an outstanding learning environment with programs that prepare their students well to succeed at the high school level. It is imperative in the world we are living in now that all schools provide more opportunities for kids, not less. They will be the leaders of tomorrow. There have been a number of changes from 1976 to today. In 1976, the last operating fund increase was passed. The tax rate was $2.91, and the cost of gas was approximately 70 cents. It was also before the inclusion of technology, extensive special education inclusion, response to intervention, no child left behind. It was also where college was not the primary focus for all students. You could still graduate from high school and find a job in the trades that could support a family. Today, even positions in the trades generally require at least 2 additional years of training or school. Today, we have opportunities for students to be well prepared at Lincoln Way East, opportunities for students with technology, gifted education, and special education programs are available for students locally. Extracurricular opportunities. Research supports that students who are involved in positive activities are most likely to be successful students and stay away from troublesome situations. We also have a very well-balanced, inclusive curriculum. District 159 maintains a very low average cost per pupil. Currently, Mokena 159 is in the bottom 2% for cost per pupil for all districts in the Chicago-Collier counties. This does not happen without careful financial management. There are some in the community that claim that our expenses have increased by 50% in the past 7 years. This is not correct. Our operating expenses have increased by approximately 35%. This is largely due to increases in special education and insurance. Surrounding districts have seen substantially larger increases over the same time period. Our audit and budget are available on the district website. Mokena ranks 197th out of 201 in operating expense per pupil in the 5-county area. The state average cost per pupil is over $10,000 per pupil. This significant award is given to 10% of the districts in the state of Illinois. It recognizes districts which have outstanding student achievement with a low cost per pupil. Mokena District 159 has achieved this award for the past 17 consecutive years. There are basically 3 sources of funding for public education: state funding, local property tax, and a very small amount from the federal government. Categorical payments are those payments for programs such as special education, transportation, reading, and the free lunch program. Our revenue from the state categorical payments has decreased by $857,000 this year due to the state not paying its bills or because the state decided not to fund some programs after the school year started. General state aid has decreased from $3.9 million 3 years ago to approximately only $900,000 this year. Our problem is not because of excessive expenses. Our problem is due to decreasing revenue. In summary, in 2005, with roughly 2,400 students, District 159 received about $1,655 per student in general state aid, or approximately $3.9 million. Today, we have roughly 1,950 students, and if we were receiving the same amount in general state aid, we would be getting approximately $3.2 million from the state. The indication from the state is that District 159 will only receive $900,000 this year. That translates into about $500 per student, or roughly a 70% cut in general state aid per student over the last 5 years. The district has already made over $2.7 million in budget cuts. These are listed on the district website on the board page under Board Reductions. We still have a $2.7 million deficit in our budget. Without additional revenue, the board will be forced to make at least $2 million in additional cuts for the next school year. As you can see from this slide, Mokena District 159 has the lowest tax rate of all the districts that feed into Lincoln Way. Each of these other districts have passed at least one operating fund increase in the past 10 years. This slide demonstrates that without an additional revenue or budget cut, we will have a negative balance in the education fund by the year 2012. Our total funds will have a negative balance by 2014. Many of the funds included in the total are restricted and cannot be moved to the education fund. In addition, the state auditors recommend that districts maintain a 35% balance of expenditures in their funds. Currently, District 159 has less than the 35% balance in funds. If passed, the 29-cent increase for an average home of $300,000 would be $290 per year, or $24.16 per month. The district would still be on a very tight budget. However, we would be able to maintain current class sizes, reinstate full-day kindergarten, run extracurricular programs, most likely with a fee, keep transportation as it is this year, and maintain the current lunch program. In addition, the Mokena Teachers Association announced on Friday that they decided internally to accept a salary freeze as a demonstration of goodwill and support for the students and the community. Thank you for your time.